Hi, my lovelies. It's your girl Shy. You already know. Thank you so much for chiming in with me today. I'm going live today. Just because I had the inkling to go live, I wanted to show my face on the Chiming with Shy, the Lifestyle Detox page, because I haven't really been going live with you guys. Thank you to my chimers. Uh, Thank you so much to my chimers for chiming in with me. The ones who have been around from day one, I truly appreciate you. You keep me going because that's like a motivation. It's my empowerment. Um, this is a form of therapy for me from coming up here and just creating content. It's not just for you, it's not, I'm not doing this so people can look at me or see what I'm doing. I'm really doing this so that I can empower myself. And through me empowering myself, I know that I can empower you. So I appreciate my chimers. I would love if you can invite other people to chime in with your girl. Shy, um, invite them to the pages. I have Empower Me Network, the Lifestyle Detox. I have Chiming with Shy, the Lifestyle Detox. And I'm just here to gain an understanding just like you. So I told my personal family and friends on my page, my Facebook friends, that I will be going live at 11 o'clock. And it's like, you see that time right there? It's way past 11 o'clock, So it's about 11:30 ish right now. If you don't know, I am a caregiver. I have a client that I'm working with right now on a personal assignment. So my schedule is like, that's my schedule. So I'm here and that's all that matters. I wanted to answer this question. It says, were you ever bullied as a child? Tell a story of a time you were bullied or a time you observed someone being bullied. Let's just say bullying is never okay. Okay? Bullying is never okay. But when you're a child, you don't know any better. You just following around what other people do, or you just going with the flow of the energy that you have at that moment. So you tend to be a bully, or you tend to be a victim of bullying, right? When I was in elementary school, I was kind of both, Well, I was never a bully, but I did bully someone one time when I first started school. Growing up in the hood, growing up in the neighborhoods that I was growing up in Philly, we fought a lot. Like before I even got to elementary school, I never went to a daycare. I never went to kindergarten. I never was, I never had the experience in a professional setting before I got to the first grade. My elementary school was Fitzpatrick Elementary in Philadelphia, Northeast Philadelphia. So it was, I don't want to say it was a hood school because it was like a predominantly white neighborhood and stuff like that. But we, as the city children from Philly, we would, and I can't say we because I wasn't really like a bully. But I did bend this girl finger back one time, and I repented from that. So don't, you know, I did not feel good about bending this girl's finger back. But and you can hear that story on the podcast. So the Lifestyle Detox Podcast is my podcast that I put together on Anchor, and it's on Spotify. So it's literally called the Lifestyle Detox Podcast. So you can always go up there and check it out and just listen to my history, her story. But I remember being in elementary school, and I was in the third grade. This girl named Nicolette, and I still remember Nicolette. She was like this light skinned girl. She had like chubby cheeks. She was really pretty, and she had a really beautiful voice. She was chubby, and she was actually bigger than me. She was chubbier than me, but she, me and her used to compete in like singing competitions together. Like we literally would have a competition in class on who could sing the best, and she always won because she really did have like a really nice voice, and I was just this little girl thinking I can sing, because I really love to sing. But people told me that I can sing and I can have a good and I have a good voice, but I just don't think that for myself. Yeah. But Nicolette was the person who tried to bully me, and she ended up getting her butt whooped. I was going, get a little hood with it, but it comes out here and there. So she ended up getting that spanked at the end. Because I remember vividly, I was in the cafeteria, not the cafeteria, the auditorium. Every morning we'll have to go into the auditorium before the bell rings, and we have to, after we eat breakfast, we go into the auditorium, and then the bell ring, we go out to our classes or whatever. So we were in the auditorium. I was sitting behind her. She was sitting in front of me. And there was some other little girls over here, blah, blah, blah. I'm minding my business, y'all. I'm not no troublemaker. I'm just literally minding my business. And I had a friend, but she was like over there with the other little girls, but in the same row as me, and Nicolette, she was in front of me. I don't know what happened, what I said, what I did. I know I didn't hit her. I know I didn't, it just was so random. She turned around and she smacked me on my face. So I don't know who raised her or who she thought she was at that moment, or if she thought that I was just going to let that fly. But she tested me that day, and she never did that ever again. We actually became really good friends after that, because I beat the daylight savings out of her. Okay, so that's one thing that people learned about Shy is, and my name was Mumsy. That was my nickname because I've always acted like a mom. So my mom always called me like Miss Grony and things like that. So I guess that was my attitudes from birth. I don't know, but she tested me. People knew not to mess with me. I was not a troublemaker. Once again, I was not a bully. However, they knew if they crossed the line with me, I was not afraid to do what I had to do. And I did. And ever since then, I've never really been in that many fights with my classmates, in school. But it'll always be like the neighborhood kids, where I'm from. We use our hands. We throw them bows. We get down with the get down, So it was a hard transition from me going from a person, a baby. I was a baby. Like I probably was 5 years old or 6 years old when I got into my first fight. So, I used to fight a lot. Like before I even went into elementary school, I was fighting, that's just the neighbor, I don't know. It's just I was a product of my environment. And every time I did fight, it was never to defend myself. It was always to defend other people. But Nicolette, she smacked me in my face, honey. So I had to kind of like protect myself at that point. And I'm not just going to be sitting there like no sucker. Like all of these girls is looking at me and all that stuff. And you just going to sit here and smack me in my face and think I'm not going to do nothing about it. Yeah. But she learned that day. And like I said, that was the third grade. That was the only, can't say that was the only, I guess that was the only real time that I was really bullied. It wasn't like other situations. I can remember this girl named Sierra. She was pretty. She was tall. She had a lot of hair. Like, and growing up in our communities, hair was a big thing. Like if you were bald headed like me, I was fat, black, ugly, and bald, So being all four of those things, I didn't have a lot of girlfriends growing up because, I wasn't pretty enough to be with the girls. So I did have one best friend, like one best girlfriend. I guess it was like two best girlfriends at the max, but I've always had just not even a handful of female friends that I could call best friends. And that, we used to walk to school together or get on the school bus together and stay at lunch. Like this, these are my aces. And it's always been like that every school year. Like God always sent me a friend who can be my friend, because I guess he knew like nobody else wanted to be my friend because of the way I looked. And I was in therapy at a really young age as well. Like my mom put all of us in therapy when we were young. But to answer the question, I do remember a couple stories where I was bullied. And I also remember that time when I was the bully. Like I literally bent this girl finger all the way back for no reason. Like that was just, I guess, the spirit that I was in when I first got to school. I don't know why I did that. It was just something evil came over me, and I was like, she was by herself, and we were walking down the steps to go to recess, and I just bent her finger back. So, and I remember the girl Sierra. We, so in Fitzpatrick, we had our little school money. I think it was called whatever. It was called Fitzpatrick dollars or some type of Fitzpatrick money, right? We had our own school money, so we had these gift shops, or these different rooms we will go into, and you can go around and shop with your cash that you got from school. And the girl had her name written. I was like, oh, hi. And I was trying to read her name, but the Sierra I knew how to read was literally Ciara. Her name was spelled, and mind you, I think I was in the second grade at this time. Mind you, only knew that version of Sierra, but her name was spelled Sierra. And this was before Sierrah. And this was way before Sierra Miss hit the scene. So I never knew how to spell that kind of Sierra until this girl, I mispronounced her name, and she was like, ew, you spell my, you don't even know how to read. And she made me feel like this small because I pronounced her name. I read her name wrong. But anyway, that was the answer to, were you ever bullied as a child? Tell a story of a time you were bullied or a time you observed someone being bullied. I'm not going to tell nobody else's story. I have definitely observed a lot of bullying, a lot of it. And even till this day, I see a lot of bullying. But I think I was born to protect and serve those who are unable to do it for themselves, because I'm very outspoken. I've always been outspoken. I've always had the confidence to say what I needed to say. I've always had that type of charisma because I was always a child of God. I always had a spiritual relationship with the Holy Spirit because of the fact that I was fat, black, ugly, and bald-headed. So nobody else wanted me, so I just went into myself and tried to figure out how I can want myself. And now as an adult, it kind of like it's paying off. It didn't totally pay off, but it's paying off because my life isn't done just yet. Hopefully I got how old am I? I'm 30 right now. Hopefully I got about 75 more years on this earth. I'm hoping that me and my husband could make it in our hundreds. Like I'm 108 and my husband is 116 or something like that. Like that's one of my hopes. Just Lord, keep us here. We really respected and we honored our parents, Lord. You said our days will be longer if we do this. So anyway, I was able to fight for other people a lot. Like whenever you try to defend somebody against the bully, the bully now looks at you as a target. And I always became the target because I was protecting other people. So I was willing to take that, because I knew like you can't do this while I'm just right here. Like I have to protect this thing or this person, because I knew I always had that ability. And I always beat the, excuse me, I always won my fights. There was one fight I do remember losing. I gotta say two, but the second one was unfair because it was multiple people on me at one time. And this was in Philly, and it was over a double dutch game. Like the girl butterflied on me, and like you can't be butterflying on my jump. Like I didn't do nothing to you. So anyway, oh no, I'm sorry. I butterflied on her because she was turning flicked on my jump. So I butterflied it, and that's when we started fighting because she didn't like that I butterflied the rope. And how you gonna be turning flicked on my jump and you know how to turn? So that fight was about. It was so petty. I was 16 years old. I came back to Philadelphia to be with my sister in West Philly for the summer, and that's when I got jumped for the very first time. And that was my second time losing a fight. My first time losing a fight was in the 5th grade. This girl named what's her name? What's her name? She's my friend on Facebook, and she was married. Her last name is Maisha. I lost the fight to Maisha. When I was in the 5th grade, she, first of all, if you can remember the elementary school fights, they were so petty. Like they put a piece of grass in our hand because nobody wanted to be the first one to like throw the punch. So they put a piece of the boys and the girls was out there like, you know how we do as children. Like we really be like, we really be instigating. So they was like the first person you could just throw push the grass out of her hand or something. Like the first person that knocked the grass out of her hand, that's who got the first hit. So, we wanted to fight each other, but I wasn't I really did not like to fight. I only fought when it was necessary. Like I be knowing like when I fight in a deviant way, my power falls from my hands. It's like I feel like I'm hitting so soft, and it's like the opposite when I'm protecting somebody, when I'm fighting with good intentions. I never understood that. So I lost that fight. That girl was strong. She was hitting hard. But of course the teachers was grabbing us. So I got a little less hits in than what I really wanted to. But and it probably lasted for like 10 seconds. Like she was like bop bop, and I'm trying to like hit back, and everybody like holding me back. And don't you just hate when you trying to like hit and people holding you back? So anyway, let me bring it back, DJ. So those are my stories about bullying and being bullied. I never really like to fight because I didn't like to lose, and I didn't want anybody to feel hurt because of something I did. But when it came down to it, I said what I needed to say. We got what we needed to get out of the way, and we always make up after we fight. Like everybody I've ever fought, we always like became friends after that, or if not friends, associates. We didn't have those grudges or anything. But of course, as you get older, things change and people start gravitating to weapons and stuff like that. So you want to be a little bit wiser about popping off how you used to pop off. And we really need to be more conscious of our rights as humans, and we need to respect other people's rights as well. So that's what I'm on right now in my life. Like I am so conscious of my behavior. It don't make no sense. I don't want nothing to be taken away from me in a legal way. I don't want to give Satan that open door to just come right in my life and pull whatever he want out of it. So in a place where humble is my best friend. Humbleness is my best friend. Wisdom, understanding. Let me just gain an understanding. And that's basically it. So I have to make lunch for my client right now. I apologize to my people who came at 11 and I wasn't here at 11. I still love y'all. Thank you so much, my chimers, for chiming with me today. It's your girl Shy. You already know. Tune into the Lifestyle Detox Podcast on anchor.fm/the Lifestyle Detox. You can go over to YouTube and type in chime in with Shy. Oh, you know what? Just type in the Lifestyle Detox chime in with Shy on YouTube, because it's weird. Like, I was on YouTube yesterday and I was putting in the Lifestyle Detox. Nothing. Well, I had to scroll all the way down to get to my video. So I got to figure that out. But that's all I wanted to come on here for, just to show my face, say hi to y'all. I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I'm still doing well. I will be in San Diego sometimes. I'm not going to say the date until I leave San Diego, because, you know, we got some restraining on. We got stuff. We got legal stuff going on. So can't really tell when I'll be there, but I'll let y'all know when I leave. I love y'all. Have a good day. God bless.